But maybe even picking first man off would be too bad of an option. Maybe I would recommend going for the first pick. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't ideally matter, but, well, I think the first pick does kind of give you a small advantage, just kind of starting off with your strong suit. Meanwhile, for HailKops, for the ban, probably would be going for, I would probably be assuming one of the rice picks. I would think maybe rice 2 or rice 4. That's my guess. Or even rice 1. Probably kind of more the heavier rice picks. Like maybe rice, or even potentially one of the hybrids as well. I would probably assume something like, well, either hybrid could have a potentially mean ban. So now they're thinking. Thinking about that ban. LM2. Honestly, I don't know exactly how to feel like this. So yeah, they're gonna get the first ban. They're gonna pick it. They're gonna try to say bye to LN2, the fake blue archive one, as I call it. So yeah, density pick gone. HailKops again. I'm gonna guess one of the rices, and I was correct. Rice 2. Look for speed, geometry dash reference, no way. So yeah, stream map, getting out of here. Honestly, I can see the reasoning behind that. Rice 2. Definitely have to be very consistent for it. Patterns again still picking up, and especially some of those throws are kind of nasty. So now HailKops getting more teleports and a few more kind of releases. And I think both are still finding some of this comfortably. Soulstruck actually near catching up to that 99.98. But there's not enough. I don't think there's enough time. There's barely any map left. And yeah, just like that, I do think HailKops' pick is going to be paying off. They're going to be snagging the first point with that full combo as well. 8200s and 19 from soulstruck. Again, the practice had really paid off, and for both players, still a very good score. So HailKops is going to have that first point advantage, but it isn't a breakpoint or anything too substantial, so it's pretty standard when we kind of get to it. So now that leads us to soulstruck's pick. Probably going to be either Rice or Hybrid. See, kind of knowing that HailKops probably did practice the SV, I would probably be more tempted to stay away from the SV. So soulstruck is going to be getting into Hybrid 1. Also pretty solid pick, I would say. Hybrid 1 is kind of bursty, I would say. It's kind of a bursty hybrid, so definitely can catch a few players off. And especially ending as well, definitely throw a couple of 200s off by either player. So I definitely think this is going to be an area that soulstruck is going to thrive on. And okay, here we go. HailKops actually kind of funding future hundreds at the start. I do believe soulstruck as well, but it more affected HailKops. Again, kind of the intro. Intros are kind of where a few players might score from the start, and scores are actually kind of similar, as both players are kind of finding some of these releases at the start fairly uncomfortable. But I do believe the intro is fixable when it comes to its releases, so I do believe that both players will catch up. And it's just very close right now. Even at 200 versus 200 tides, and with that 3-digit score difference, less than 500 points at times as well, this is a very close match. So heading into kind of the streamy bursts, but they're still finding that very comfortably manageable. And I do think, actually, HailKops had dropped another 200 there, giving the lead back to soulstruck. But we saw the second half, which definitely a lot more LN heavy oriented. But the LNs are fairly simple though, so it's kind of more managing, like, if you're not going to get thrown off or cut out by any of these LNs as we do get into it. Yeah, it's definitely a lot more LN heavy, but the releases still stay consistent. Oh, and HailKops actually trying to get drop on one of those, which not really ideal, especially heading into the last KI. That soulstruck is probably going to be an advantage now as they play back up to that 99.3 range. And you still have the outro though, which still might be able to catch out a few 200s by either player. I think another 200. I think there were 2 200s haven't been dropped by HailKops. So here we go, last burst. Anything can still happen, but there's just not enough time to catch up, even without max combat. I know it's not really going to be the case. I think even with that miss, I don't know if the score will change. No, it wouldn't have. And actually, it wasn't a miss. It was just more of a release mess up. But either way, it still pretty much counts as a miss. So yeah, scores are even, pretty standard again. So HailKops, I'd assume probably either going for, I would probably guess SV or maybe LN1. That's probably my top 2 guesses on what I do think HailKops potentially going to be picking. Okay, here we go. LN1. I actually haven't. Out of the matches I commented, it's the first time I've actually seen it. Might as well just get a stream. It's like, you get tiebreaker pings, but what about LN1 pings? Because I know LN1s are just always frowned upon, especially when it comes to low ranked tournaments, because I do know a lot of players around that range do just like LN, which is, you know, kind of fair enough, I'll be honest. This map definitely is no exception. Just a what comes first, the brain rot song or just slow density releases? Okay, so this is just your standard coordination pick, fairly slow as well, and both players see HailKops releasing a lot more late in some of those releases. This map is still very like straightforward, I would say. I think the KIs do get a small bit denser and a bit more complex, but we're not at that point yet. So actually soulstruck climbing back up to that 99 range, definitely finding a lot more of these LNs comfy, but like it's kind of interesting to see because while both URs are mostly in the middle, you can just definitely see that both players are releasing pretty late, like especially HailKops, who's just fairly consistently releasing too late. As you can see, they're dropping down to that 97 range as well. You have to stick KIs on about a couple of more complex LM patterns being thrown at you, especially more of those kind of shields as well. So there's actually a 1% accuracy difference as well, and both players kind of finding a few inconsistencies with with the releases, but it's heavily affecting HailKops some more. While soulstruck definitely getting a lot more 300s on the releases, but releasing a bit early as well on some of them. But I find early releases to be a lot better than late releases. Like it'll definitely benefit you more, but like you don't want either. Okay, 43k point difference. The ending is very light, so I don't really expect any point differences. And I do think soulstruck is going to be staying that first breakpoint as well. Yeah, actually a lot of misjudgments being dropped by HailKops at the end, almost dropping down to 96 as well. Yeah, those few hundreds dropped at the end did not really benefit, but even then, soulstruck with 27 perfects, almost getting quadruple less 200s than HailKops. Soulstruck was definitely more well prepared for this pick. I do believe that HailKops might have, actually, never mind. HailKops didn't ban this. It was soulstruck who banned LN2. Okay. That gives soulstruck a pretty good advantage right now, and it kind of raises a few red flags for HailKops because, see, no more LN picks really, and you know that your opponent is good at hybrid. So really what you have left is SV2 and potentially Rice Free, because as we have seen from earlier, soulstruck definitely thrives more in the Rice department. So the question is, what could HailKops really pick after SV? Really just managing to take that and a breakpoint to potentially take it to the tiebreaker. So for soulstruck, I would probably be going for Hyper 2 if I was them. Okay, they tried to pick LN2, but they banned it earlier, so not gonna work. Maybe might have been a mistake for Hyper 2. Okay, yeah, that was correct. Hyper 2. Okay, Hybrid 2 definitely more of your wild card kind of pick for hybrids. So it's really just more of a test of kind of like all your right LN skill sets. So you kind of have to be very well balanced trying to do something like this. It isn't too physical though, that's all I can say. So physically not really going to matter much. It's more, I would say, kind of more focusing on the LN sides of things. But again, it is fairly bursty, so you just kind of gotta keep your eyes on something like that. Potentially might drop this one. So actually coming from the start, from the climbing, actually back off. Okay, so this vocal part, I do believe that some players can drop 200s on here if they're not careful. I do believe soulstruck has dropped one as well. So actually I do think it's pretty well, I would say. The scores are very close as well, but we're still getting into the key where everything will change. HailKops dropping number 200, and actually soulstruck funding number 2, HailKops funding number 1 on those releases as well. Actually number few, this is both players finding some 200 on some of the releases. I would potentially say okay, so we're going to TI, just kind of testing everything, really. And it does come to both players trying this out. It's a scatter with shields, a couple of trills after, just to keep your eyes focused on. And it's just going to be like that for most of the map, besides the outro. And I don't think anything too substantial has been happening, or misses have been dealt with yet. You will want to be absolutely as well. But it does not really seem like the case, as we do have the outro, which is kind of a bit more bursty compared to what we've seen with the kind of vocal LN part. And yeah, honestly, very close map. That's only an 8k point difference. A miss definitely could have changed the tide for it. So yeah, it was just more a matter on who got less 200s really. And at the end of the day, it's going to be soulstruck. So this does give soulstruck the match point. HailKops probably have to beat HailKops. HailKops has their last pick if I'm correct, because if they lose this, then soulstruck wins. To pick this, then soulstruck picks. If HailKops wins that, then tiebreaker. Okay, so last pick, I would definitely go. If you have practiced, I was trying to go for SV2. Just see. I think seeing soulstruck's SV1 score. Maybe they're not as confident in the SV. And yeah, I was correct. We are going to be getting the SV2, the blue archive. Woohoo! I don't play it again. There's no DAV center. Alright. So it's gonna be like, it's gonna be more memory oriented. Not too memory oriented. So like, I'll see on site reading. Definitely get an S rank. So we'll just have to see how these players can do. So again, I probably think that HailKops might be a bit confident in this, but maybe a bit less. Because I think if you were a bit more confident in this, you'd probably pick both SBs back to back. But I'm not ideally too sure though. So a lot of things that a lot of players own. Is that an early 50 from soulstruck? I do believe it is. See, kind of the more thing with this map is you definitely have to watch out for some of those LNs. Like, LNs mixed in with SVs, yeah, and just as we did see from there, HailKops dropping down 200 on those LNs. But honestly, the 50 from the start could have potentially already sealed the fate think soulstruck is kind of making a recovery from that 50, as HailKops definitely, I do believe, dropping a 100 on that. And I actually find that miss is going to start turning the fight back. Actually, it was on 2 misses. I believe it was 2 misses. That is not looking good, especially that soulstruck definitely had that great game of catch-up after that 50 from the start. That miss was very crucial, and with not much map left as well. Who knows? Oh, soulstruck actually finding a miss there, but I don't know if it's gonna do too much. Like, both players are still tight accuracy. soulstruck finding enough for miss, but is that gonna be? That might be enough time. Actually, it's starting to flicker back, and HailKops almost back on a max combo count with that small accuracy advantage. Wait, it's only the outro left. Is there going to be enough time? There might be enough time. Getting back up to that max combo count potentially. Wait, it's flickering. It's flickering. Wait, oh my god. Oh my god. What a comeback. That was such a close match. Oh my god. Had those misses not happened, soulstruck definitely would have snagged back the point. But it was just all those misjudgments. Potentially, I would probably guess that would be nerves. Something like that. But that was such a close match. Like, wow. So, HailKops staying that second point. So we have to see a breakpoint here. We have to see a breakpoint here if we want to see tiebreaker. All right. Okay. So we do have a late commentator joining in with us. Please welcome STB. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. Well, I haven't slept much, but I think I have enough energy to commentate this match.
That's perfect. And actually, after this as well, we do have to move over to the overmatch that's kind of going on right now, actually.
Ooh. That must be the Patty versus Batty match, isn't it?
It is. So, soulstruck picking into race 4. Not too surprised with that. This could be your technical pick.
I could see soulstruck trying to go for a more physical pick. Maybe throw HailKops under the best of it.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Yep. As well. Okay, I see how both players are gonna do. So, is this? Actually, I do believe this is our first rice pick as well, as a matter of fact.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, every other pick has been hybrid Allen or SV. So it's gonna have to see how both these players are going to be doing.
So far, no one seemed too phased by the mini jacks.
Yep, it's mostly just coming into 300 count, and soulstruck definitely has the advantage in that. But we start to get into the key eyes as well. But we just have to see first for this focus stream if anyone is gonna fall for that. Nope.
HailKops is catching up. The difference being around 2,000. That was a. Did HailKops drop like to 200?
I think it was 2 I think that was 100 actually. So, yep. So I do believe that the second part of it, kind of the KI, it's a bit easier, just kind of more truly jump stream. And we can definitely see that soulstruck is definitely a lot more consistent with this type of pick. I do believe that HailKops' UI bar is a bit more kind of random place, and that miss is not going to help. It's not going to help, especially already halfway in the map. There's going to be
this scene before the break is not what you want to see if you're HailKops right now.
Yep. There's also got to be, like, see, it's going to be a hard game of catch up, because still, even with the accuracy behind as well, even if it was a clean miss, like, kind of being in this situation before the main drop, especially that it's faster as well. Like, second Kia is faster and denser.
Now we're getting the build up to the Ki. The accuracy is still largely in favor of soulstruck. Almost 20,000 point difference. You're gonna have to see a very nasty drop from soulstruck if you want to see tiebreaker here.
Yeah. And you know, like the last Ki being a bit faster, could potentially happen. But knowing that, we know that soulstruck is a more rice-oriented player. It's a bit unlikely, but anything can happen. HailKops actually managed this section very well. The HailKops though kind of hitting a bit early, which could potentially lead to some 200s, which would not really be too profitable.
And there was one right there.
Yeah. See, when you get nervous, you kind of do tend to hit a bit earlier, which not favouring. I do think our 200 was dropped there. Soulstruck still holding on to that same accuracy as we've seen before the Ki actually. And
unfortunately, that is going to be it for HailKops. Bringing up a really good fight though, especially against C12.
Yeah, especially taking 2 points as well. So, well played to both players, and that we will be seeing soulstruck taking their way into the round of 16 winners, while for
for HailKops, we're gonna be potentially seeing them in the second shot, the second qualifier.
Yep, where they will be getting a second shot. I'm sorry.
Yeah. as the tournament name implies, 2 shots.
Yep, it's like the fun. Okay, so let me check who is soulstruck going to face next week. They are going to be facing Shabess next week. From yesterday, I could tell that Shabess is definitely very strong race player as well. So it's definitely going to be an interesting match. But for now, we must leave this match, and we will be jumping straight into Vappy versus Paddy.
Yeah, it seems like the match barely started.
Yep. Oh, I actually think we might still be on warm-ups.
Ooh. Just in the nick of time.
Oh yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
We do. Okay, that's perfect. Oh god, what is this?
This must be some Spanish meme.
I see Clash Royale.
Yeah. Parental advisory, explicit content.
Okay, so let's take a look at these players. Okay.
Oh, Paddy's going to drop on the chord jacks.
It's cool. Yeah. To be fair, it's chord jack duo, so like, not very much mix like this. Okay, so let's check both these players. Vappy definitely again rice-oriented player, while I do believe Paddy is that. While I do believe Paddy can definitely centralize more around LN hybrid. Kind of checking from the round of 64 statistics from here. Actually coming 6th in 7th respectively in hybrid 1 and 2.
Ooh, that's actually quite good.
Very impressive, honestly. Actually, I do believe that might be... That's better than Vappy's hybrid scores. And I think that could potentially transfer into LN as well. So, honestly...
We've seen LN versus Rice again.
Yep. We could actually potentially see a tiebreak from this as well. Really more, it's just the aspect on who's practiced the SV as well a bit more. I can't think of
this is what a great map.
Yep.
We love to see it. We love to see it.
Okay, nice PA from Paddy though.
Yeah, it's quite good.
Oh my god, I can't take this. I can't take this.
Oh, well, I think that was the second warm-up.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Was it? Okay, I don't think that was Paddy's warm-up anyway.
Yeah, no,
okay.
That's something tells me that was Vappy's warm-up.
I was gonna guess 46 for the first roll. Okay, next roll, calling it. Oh, I was gonna say 20. Okay, so Vappy winning the roll. Honestly, it would just be potentially just banning. Watch. LN1 being banned. Watch. Oh, Rice
But actually, the
4.
physical map actually being banned. That's actually really interesting. Especially considering Vappy is the higher seed.
That's kind of interesting. I don't know what to feel about that ban. I'll actually be honest.
That's very. That is a very interesting ban.
I know that you do have the upper hand on your opponent on Rice, and that ban could have probably been a bit used more on maybe something that your opponent's strong on. So, Paddy for the ban? I'm gonna guess Rice 2, or maybe even LN1. Both of them wanted to ban Rice 4. That's funny. Honestly, for Paddy, like... Honestly, for Paddy, even Rice 4 would be a reasonable ban. Banning the tiebreaker, that's...
Unfortunately, you cannot ban the tiebreaker.
Yeah,
Contrary to what the streamer is doing.
Yep. Okay.
I can't take the song seriously.
Alright. I know. Okay. So, Paddy definitely would probably be...
Oh, looks like Paddy's actually banning Rice too.
That's actually kind of a pretty good ban, I'll be honest. Which, you know... Against kind of a more stronger Rice player, like, I think any ban, especially more the physical Rice, could help. So, I think that kind of gives Paddy in a pretty decent spot, actually, because 2 Rice maps banned.
That is a lot less choices for Vappy.
Yeah. So, for Paddy, I'd probably be going into one of the hybrids. I think Hybrid 1 would be a pretty good pick. Yeah. Because I do believe Paddy does have some pretty good scores when it does come to the hybrid. So I wouldn't really be too surprised.
Yeah, especially granted those scores from Paddy and the hybrids.
Yep. So I've already listened to Jonathan What's So Serious.
Why so serious?
Alright. Okay. So Hybrid 1. We have seen from last time. Kind of more of your mixed hybrid. Actually both of these are pretty mixed. But it's just kind of mostly how well you can kind of keep up with some of the bursts. A lot more burst oriented. Even some of the 200s on some of the LNs as well might catch a few players off. Kind of stop, we picked a map! Please! Please!
Looks like Paddy wants to play the green map.
Yeah.
The green map.
Yeah.
The green map.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just assume that's hybrid 1, I guess.
Yes!
I mean,
finally!
That is a green map, alright.
Okay. Hybrid 1.
Unfortunately, we won't be listening to whatever jam we were listening to last time.
Good. Alright. Okay, Hybrid 1. Definitely gonna be interesting to see how this plays out.
Who do you believe has the advantage? In the,
honestly,
because they're both, well,
they're both good
as it
hybrid
says,
players.
Vappy, of course, being C9, and Paddy being number 41. But Paddy did cause an upset last time. Anything could happen.
I do believe Paddy is a very strong player, especially kind of seeing from her hybrid scores that have been set over the past.
Yeah, Paddy actually having the advantage. Oh, well, and as I say that, the lead is going over to Vappy. I believe Paddy dropping maybe 200 because the actual is low.
Really, it's just control on these releases. Because if you kind of get the nick down for all these releases, it's going to favor you very well in the 7th pick. Do you believe Paddy kind of finding a few 200s more than for her comfort on some of those LNs. But again, we're not in the main KI. We still have the ending as well, which could definitely throw a few players off. As I said, I think Vappy might drop to 200 as well there.
Ooh, the lead's getting
So-
closer and closer.
Yeah,
But-
you would be correct.
A miss definitely could bring it over to Patty if it happens.
Yep. But Vappy's still holding her ground fairly well. Paddy not really too far behind that catch-up game as well. Both players still on that full combo as well. Here we go, second KI. Again, it's just kind of more both players still finding these releases very comfortable to manage. Still holding on to their FC ground very well. See, I think this is a fairly simple map if you have pretty good release fundamentals. I actually do think Paddy dropping a small bit of accuracy there. Not really going to be favouring, but we still do have the last burst. So, and if it could still happen there, again, 7k to put difference. Might not be enough time actually.
Yeah, even if Vappy finds a miss. Well, maybe if Vappy finds a miss. It really depends, but I don't see Vappy finding a miss, especially since we're at the end of the map.
Yeah.
That is an
Nearly
8,000 point
990.
difference. Almost 990k, yeah.
Honestly, you kind of gotta admire the scores. Like, only 3-200s behind. But even then, even probably with that V1SS, I don't know if that would have been enough, because like even look at Vappy's ratio, 225 compared to 433. That's almost half. That's almost half of
Yeah, that's kind of insane.
Paddy's 300 count. So
Fortunately, Patty
you-
dropping more 300 or 200s.
yeah, I do believe Villalan were more kind of earlies, which potentially could have been a bit more from nerves. I don't think there was any early rush though, but you still have to kind of watch out for that. Vappy kind of having the upper hand as well, having that break point. Probably be going for the Rice. I'd say Rice.
Yeah. Although I could also potentially see them going through one of the LM maps. Granted, if I remember correctly, Patty did struggle a little more on those releases.
So we're getting Majestic Hybrid 3. I wonder what Hybrid 3 could be.
Oh, well,
Oh,
we love Hybrid 3, guys.
Alright, Rice 3.
That
I can see it.
I forget what that map was.
It's the Jack pick. Total
Oh,
reference. Let's
the
go. I can't say from getting Mountain of Faith. I do believe it's Mountain of Faith.
That is a very risky pick, but as we did see, Vappy did have a significantly better ratio. So I could see this definitely benefiting them.
I do think both, see, that warm-up was a lot more core jack oriented. This is just more basic jack. So basic, I do believe 80 BPM? Around the 80 BPM range, around the 80, around the high 70 BPM range. So it's definitely a much different skill set compared to actual core jack, especially more accuracy, as fundamentals definitely come into play for this. And as we
Still not stabilized yet, but I believe it should be soon, as the accuracy difference is quite large.
Yep. See, something about this as well is it's a lot more triple oriented compared to what we've seen last time, which was a bit more double. And we actually do get a few streams as well, but I don't think it's catching out any other player. But the advantage does go to Vappy right now to 99.9. Very solid performance.
Yeah, that's very impressive. Patty's going to have to really focus in order to get those 300 count down. Oh, but that 200! That is not what you want to see.
Actually, I'm pretty sure Vappy traded the 200 back.
Oh yeah, that is a significant axe drop.
I do believe Patty is hitting a bit early, which could cause some maybe some 200 rushes, even on some of those, especially
that
one
drop.
And that miss is not going to favor her as well.
Not good.
do not want to drop on a pick like this. Like, I will say that.
Oh no, that
and
trill! That is not good at all.
Even
This
with,
pick might actually be done and dusted. That lead is quite big.
yeah, almost a 30,000 point lead, and the map doesn't really scale any more in difficulty. Like, this is still the hardest you're gonna be getting the this is still the hardest you're gonna be getting the latest map on, and doesn't really seem that the tide is really changing. I assume probably have to be something like a disconnect at this point, because we have basically no map left, so I don't think there's enough time.
Yeah. Contrary to what the song actually sounds like, this is actually the end of the map. And
Yep.
that be going with almost 40,000 point lead. Those unfortunate drops from Patty. Not
100.
one of the sea.
109 300s as
Wow,
well.
10 to 1 ratio. Well, more than, probably more 10, yeah, 10, more than
12
10 to 1
to 1.
ratio. Goodness.
Almost a B1 double S as well. So here we are, back to Patty on her pick. Honestly, probably would be assuming Hybrid 2, or even maybe, I'd assume either Hybrid 2 or LN2.
Yeah,
Because I do believe that Patty was dropping a few more 200s on some of those releases in Hybrid 1. So maybe to kind of stay away from LN1 for kind of that timing, I think.
oh, Patty actually going with the SV2.
Blue Archive, yo.
The Blue Archive song. Is it even Blue Archive? I don't even know.
Yeah, it's LN2, that's not Blue Archive. LN2 is fake Blue Archive. We'll make a poll saying how many Blue Archive maps will be in the round of 16.
You must ask that to Rev, because Rev is the big Blue Archive fan.
Let's go.
Yeah, shoutouts to Rev though, making I believe 4 of the maps in this pool.
Blue Archive. No way. Okay, so memory SV time. Knowing that you would be picking again, knowing that Patty did pick this, I do believe that she'd probably be fairly confident in a pick like this. Would you wish for a Knitch or a Raiden Shogun? I'm pretty sure Raiden Shogun. I don't know. I do believe that it's better. I don't exactly remember, but I'm pretty sure. I know one of my friends play HSR and they kept talking about them, so I probably guess that would be the better one. Alright, here we go. Okay. 6.
Wait, was that a couple of 200s early on? That acted relatively low for Patty. I do believe I could see it picking up. But we're not quite at the drop yet. Going a bit more into the SV LNs. Patty slowly but surely going up to the 99 range. And Rappy staying pretty consistent on 99.5 range. Anything could happen still. The difference is not that big. Only 5,000 points. If you miss, it definitely changed the tide for either of these players, honestly.
I think both players are kind of finding a few 200s on some of those LNs. See, I do believe more the difficulty does not does come to the starter LNs, especially now that Patty had found a couple of few 200s more for her liking, dropping underneath that 99 range.
Yeah, the releases, SV releases are definitely not friendly towards Patty right now.
It's probably not where most of the difficulty in the map comes from, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree.
Yep.
And we are in the last 1/8 of the map. I don't believe it gets any harder than this.
It's just kind of a build up for the outro, I do believe. So unless any player is doing this on this, I don't think there's going to be any difference.
Yeah, and Patty holding 99, but that's not enough.
Still though, two full combos is still very impressive on the board, especially that they're both 99 as well. On SV, as a matter of fact, as well, pretty difficult to get 99s on SV with V2, as most of them aren't really too easy to hack. So that puts Patty in a fairly dangerous place right now. And yeah, Vappy's actually will be picking SV1, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, Vappy at match point. Patty's gonna have to lock in order to get this, in order to stand a chance against Vappy. Sorry, I lost my source.
I'd probably guess that Vappy's very confident in at least getting 980k plus in something like this. If you are kind of picking SV. Oh yeah, by the way, this might be copyright, so...
Yeah, this last time it got muted.
You. Like it's magnetic,
We are getting the magnetic night court cover.
Like it's magnetic. Baby, say no. I don't even know this. All I know is the main part.
I would give that cover a solid 10 out of 10.
Thanks, I really appreciate it. Okay, so this is just the reading SV. Again, I think it's just kind of more the... I think this is kind of does come into a bit of memory as well. Because especially kind of more the quiet parts and the sudden throw-ins as well. It's like the wah 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 bloop, that bit, and then it goes into it. See, I think might be able to throw 200 on one of these players or not.
I'm curious to see how this will go. Ooh, was that a 200 from both players at the start?
I think so, but it's definitely affecting Patty a bit more. But yeah, that's what I was on about. Some of these LNs definitely catching Patty out. I think that's another 200 from Patty, but I think it was just more of an inconvenience.
Yeah, that accuracy difference is almost a whole percentage.
This time I want you.
Ooh, Patty with the ghost tapping.
Oh, that is base. I actually think I do that. To be honest, it's good for tempo.
Yeah.
It's magnetic. You. Wow, this is the bit. Wow, bloop. Wow. Okay, both are saying that pretty well.
Yeah, good job to both of those players. Goodness. Patty, unfortunately, dropping more to 1400s.
Yep. Mostly it's just from the kind of LN stutters.
Yeah.
This is mostly the N stutters. I do.
Oh, Patty with the slider break. That's really bad. Especially since that lead is more towards Vappy. Almost a 30,000 point difference.
I just seen that. Okay, go stop. This time I want you. Like it's magnetic. You. Super igluting. You. Like it's magnetic. You.
Patty's trying their absolute hardest to get that act above 99, while Vappy's holding very comfortably at 99.6. I feel like there's no map left. This lead is too big. Vappy dropping that 200 is not going to matter in the slightest, as the lead is way too significant.
Yeah, and even without that combo break, it still would have went over to Vappy, meaning that 4-0 victory is going to be given to Vappy. GG's well played to both players. Honestly, still very close, especially in the hybrid picks. So that means Vappy next week will be going on to be challenging. Let me quickly get it here. I'm pretty sure they'd be facing 100 Square 53. For Paddy, it is still not over because after the round of
two-shot brackets, the second shot.
Yep, you get the second shot bracket. So
Second shot qualifiers.
Yep. Oh wait, it's qualifiers.
Yeah, it's the second qualifiers.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it's not.
I think
over
this is the last
yet.
match, right?
It is the last match. So pretty soon we will be getting to the round 16 map pool. So for all those people who've been knocked out in the first shot bracket, you do get a small griever for this week. So just stay tuned for next week. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Where you'll be playing the qualifiers again. So I do believe Paddy can do very well when it does come to the two-shot bracket, especially with those hybrid capabilities. Maybe
Yeah,
even.
I think too.
Yep.
Good luck to Paddy though in the second qualifiers, and good luck to Vappy in winners.
Yep. So with that, I guess we can just sign off now. So, do you have anything you want to say before we do sign off, Bean?
Stay tuned for the Map Pool Showcase happening soon.
Yep. Just like that. It's been Bean, it's been Nightcore, and we will be signing off for now. Take care.
Bye bye.
Like it's magnetic. You. Super included. Wah 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 bloop. Wah 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 wah. Like it's magnetic. Wah 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 bloop. Wah 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 wah.
這個長本長我長我啦 do， the bang bang 我啦 do 嘅，不啦不啦不